Okay, welcome back everyone. Good morning. Okay, so this we are going to in this video we are going to do the second chapter of Oliver Twist. The first chapter we have already done in the first video. I hope you remember the story. The story goes like this: that Oliver was born in a workhouse. His mother was very poor, so comes to the workhouse. I hope everyone remembers what a workhouse is, where poor people live when they can't earn enough to survive. But the conditions in the workhouse were very bad. They weren't given the necessary things required to survive, but they were not very good. So Oliver's mother reaches the workhouse and she delivers a baby boy, Oliver, there. And Oliver was kept there, fed also. But when he reached an age, he was supposed to work. Okay, but before that, he was served everything. He was given the food, he was looked after, and everything. But they were given only soup. All 3 meals they were given only soup, patla patla sa bilkul pani wala jaisa soup tha, and obviously that never used to quench their hunger, है ना? So what happened was the other boys decided that they will ask the person who used to serve the soup for more soup. Actually, they were not. They should have not asked for more. Na? It was so that the one bowl of soup was only given to the boys. The second second helping was never offered. But these children asked Oliver that, okay, what you are going to do today, you are going to ask for another bowl of soup and say that you are hungry, you want more. So poor Oliver said, okay, fine, he agreed. So when the soup was served and they had finished that one bowl, Oliver got up and asked for the second one. And when he asked for the second one, the person who was serving the soup got so angry. He was really taken aback and he thought that how dare this child ask for a soup. So he was taken to the manager there and he was punished. He was beaten and he was kept in a room. And they finally decided to give him away. They said, we are not keeping him in the workhouse, we are going to give him away. So they made an announcement that anyone who comes and takes him will not only take the boy, will also take 5 pounds with him. So the Mr. Sowerberry, uh, he, uh, he he arranges for the boy to be taken. Fine. Now there is one person who makes coffins for the people who die in this workhouse. So he comes by and he sees the notice and he thinks, okay, I can take help of this boy. He can help me in the shop. So he offers that, okay, I will take the boy with me to work. So the second chapter says he goes out to work. It was so arranged for Oliver to start work with Mr. Sowerberry. Mr. Blumber took him to the shop that evening. So Mr. Blumber, he said, okay, I'm going to bring him in the evening to your place and then you can take him in and he can do work for you. Now Mr. Sowerberry has closed the shop and he was writing by the light of a candle. So this person was doing some hisab kitab in the light of the candle. The shop was closed. He was writing something. Here, Mr. Sowerberry, I have brought the boy, said Mr. Bumble. So Mr. Bumble informed that here I have brought the boy as I had promised. Here is he, and now it is in your custody. He is there. Now you can do whatever with this boy. Oliver bowed. Oliver was very respectful. He bowed down. Oh, that's the boy, is it? Said Mr. Sowerberry, raising the candle above his head to get a better view of Oliver. So here he tries to see because it was dark and he was just writing something in the light of the candle only. So he raised the candle and he wanted to see how the boy looked. Then he called, Mrs. Sowerberry, come here, my dear. So he calls her his wife. He tells, come, we have a help here. Now come and have a look at him. A short, thin woman with a face like a fox came out from a little room behind the shop. So his wife comes out and she has a face like a fox, meaning thin and lean, and she comes and will have a look at the boy. My dear, said Mr. Sowerberry, this is the boy from the workhouse that I have told you about. So Mr. Sowerberry was very kind to introduce the boy. He said, this is the boy I've told you about that I will bring over and he can help us in the shop. Oliver bowed again. Oliver bowed before the woman. This is greeted. Oh, said the woman, he is very small. So the woman didn't like his frame. She said, okay, look at him. He's so small, tiny little thing. What work he's going to do in our shop? Yes, he's rather small, said Mr. Bumble, looking at Oliver as if it was the boy's fault that he was no bigger. Now Mr. Bumble looked at him as if it was Oliver's fault that he had not grown up. How would he grow up? Hai You grow up and you eat nourishing food. So he was only given soup. So that is why maybe because of that he is so thin and lean and short. He is small, that's true. But he'll grow, Mr. Soveri, he'll grow. So he told, okay, he's small, but he'll grow, Everyone grows up, so he'll also grow. He's just now very small, so he'll grow. Don't worry about that. Yes, I expect he will, said the lady angrily. On our food and our drink. So the lady didn't really enjoy this, that he was so small. She said, I know he's going to grow up because we have to feed him, we have to make provision for his drink and everything. He will eat from our house, and then he is going to grow up. You never fed him enough so that he could have grown up properly. These children cost a lot of money to keep. These children cost a lot of money means obviously you will have to spend more on your food items because you have an extra member to feed. Here, get downstairs, you little bag of bones. Bag of bones means haddiyan dikh rahi thi na uski, bahut patla dubla tha, so that is why she calls him this. Here, get downstairs, you little bag of bones. You can have some of those bits of cold meat which we saved for the dog. Now they must have a dog, or maybe they must be feeding one stray dog. So she's saying she had saved some meat for that dog and he hasn't come as yet. So you have come now, so you can eat his portion. The dog hasn't come home since this morning, so it won't have them. So instead of the dog, now you can have his meat. Oliver's eyes shone on the thought of meat. Meat was never given. Once in a week, it was given there in the workhouse. So he said, meat I'm going to have. So he had a twinkle in his eye. They gave him a plate of dog's food. He ate it out very quickly. So the food was offered and he ate it, just gulped it down. Let's move on to the next page. Yes. Mrs. Soveri watched him. She was not pleased to see how eager he was to eat. So the lady watched him, how he was gulping the food, gup, 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 he was eating. And she was not pleased that, just look at him, how much in a hurry is he to eat the food. Come with me, she said, taking a dirty lamp and leading the way upstairs. Now from the downstairs where he was eating his food, he was taken upstairs. Your bed is in the shop. You don't mind sleeping among the coffins, I suppose? So she took him upstairs, and there in his bed was there, and it was inside the shop, obviously. And you don't mind sleeping among the coffins. Maybe the made coffins, the coffins which were made or they were in the process of being made, were there all. So she says that you don't mind. तुम इनके बीच में सो जाओगे ना, कोई परेशानी तो नहीं होगी तुम्हें. But it doesn't much matter whether you do or you don't, for you can't sleep anywhere else. So she said, whether you mind it or not, whether you enjoy sleeping with these coffins or not, you have to sleep there because we don't have any other place for you to sleep. Come along, don't keep me here all night. So she said, okay, come along, come with me. Oliver was afraid all night. Obviously, in the whole night he was sleeping among the coffins. So a scary thing to sleep there. The next morning, he heard a loud knocking noise outside the shop door. So however, the night passed. In the morning, he heard somebody was badly banging the door. Open the door, will you? Cried a voice. I will at once, sir, replied Oliver, turning the keys. Oliver opened the door. He saw nobody but a big boy sitting in front of the house eating bread and butter. He had small eyes and a red nose. So when he opened the door, he saw that there was no person as such, no man was there, but a big boy was there, and he was busy enjoying his bread and butter. So he asks, did you knock? Asked Oliver. I did. Did you want coffin? Said Oliver. Now Oliver didn't know who this boy is and what does he want. So he assumed that he is here to buy a coffin or give order for one. So he asks him, did you want a coffin? You don't know who I am, I suppose, workhouse. So that boy knew who Oliver was. So he said, okay, so you don't know who I am. Workhouse, he calls him because he comes from the workhouse. No? He's taunting. No, sir, replied Oliver. So Oliver said, no, I don't know who you are. I'm Mr. Noah Claypole, said the boy, and you will work under me. Open the windows at once. So the boy introduced him that I am Noah Claypole, that was his name, and he says that you will work under me. I am the head here, and you will have to do what I ask you to do. Open the windows at once. He asked him to open the windows. It's getting very stuffy inside. Noah was a poor boy, but not from the workhouse. Now, this boy was also a very poor boy, but he didn't come from the workhouse. He knew who his parents were. His mother washed clothes, and his father was a drunkard soldier. So, like Oliver didn't knew who his parents were, but they were not alive. Mother was dead. He didn't know where his father was. But this boy, he knew that his parents were, his mother used to wash clothes and his father was a drunkard soldier, means he used to drink a lot. Other boys were rude to him. The boys of his neighborhood were very rude to him because he was poor. So he was glad that Oliver had come because now in turn he could be rude to Oliver. So he was enjoying the fact that now he has someone to bully. The other children used to bully him, and here now he thinks, okay, this feeble looking boy, this Marielsa looking boy is going to work under me, and now I'm going to bully him and I'll make him run around to do things. And so he was enjoying the feeling that, okay, I will have somebody to shout at. So with this, we come to the end of this lesson, beta. Okay, you just wait. We'll do the question answers also. Okay, so we begin with the question answers, beta. Fine. This is just this. Okay, so here are the question answers. The first question says, what did Mr. Sowerberry make? So what did he used to make? Mr. Sowerberry made coffins. I hope you remember, he was in charge of making coffins. He was making coffins for the workhouse, anyone who died in the workhouse. And in general, his main job was to make coffins. Where was Oliver's bed? Remember when Mrs. Sowerberry took Oliver upstairs? She said, okay, come upstairs and I'll show you your bed. So that the bed was in the shop. So Oliver's bed was in the shop among the coffins. So he had to sleep there all night among the coffins, and I hope he didn't have a very good night's sleep. Okay, the third question is, what was the name of the big boy? Okay, in the morning there was a knocking at the door, remember? And when he opened the door, a big boy was standing with the red nose, and they are asking you the name of that big boy. So the big boy's name was Mr. Noah Claypole, and he was a poor boy, Anna. I hope you remember that. So we have only 3 questions. So with this, we come to the end of the second lesson. I hope you have understood. Any problem, then you can ask me while you watch the video. So bye for now, everyone. Meet you in the next video with a new lesson. Stay safe.